Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Foundry. We've progressed pretty well. I did a little bit of work between episodes, cleaned a few things out of here. There's still some processes running, just getting rid of whatever is in those assemblers and storages. And yeah, I have a bit of research still in this box that I need to use. So I'm going to do that. And currently we are researching... What are we researching? Doors. But we have unlocked the ability, I think, to research, to make science packs tier 2. Okay, that research is done. Let me get another one on. All right, what are we going to do? None of this is terribly important to me. I mean, crafting speed, yeah, it's okay. Although I am doing a lot of the crafting in assemblers now. So inventory plus, that could be useful. A station antenna. Now to progress, that's probably the one that I'm going to need to do, because that's going to lead us to steel and I think concrete. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to need to do that. So let's get that done and we'll move up and go and have a look at the top. But I've done some work. There's still a lot to do. Let's get stuck in. Right, I have my bus setup up and running, and I really just need to expand it. I should have I keep telling myself to leave more space, but I never do. This should be fine. This should be fine. I've left enough space that I can put in one of the bigger storages when they come along if I need to, but I've added on. So in this assembly line, I'm making machinery parts and going down plates and machinery parts going into this machine to make conveyors Mark 1, and I've got those stored up. And then technum rods and plates going into here to make the platforms. On the other side, I'm making the wire coils. Now the wire coils go into a couple of processes that I'm probably going to separate from this production line, but I may incorporate it later with things like power lines and explosives, I think. But for now, this one's looping into this machine, which is going to be making the electrical components, and those are now being stored. And then in this line, we've got the mechanical components and the technum rods, and they're going in here to make the science packs tier 1. So this is the basics all set up. Now the logistics stuff, the belts and splitters and loaders and all of that, I'm going to put into a separate facility because they're quite big. But for here, I want to have conveyors because they are needed for other processes. So if we have a look in the crafting menu and we go up to science pack tier 2, they need a conveyor tier 1 and a building block or a few. And I have building blocks over here, and I am not taking the conveyors out yet. So they're not on a belt, but they will be. And they will be on this belt, and those will go into a process. I am not sure yet. But the separation between machines will most likely change. It's not going to be consistent. As you can see, I already had to make a plan with, like, the technum rods came over here because I couldn't take the technum rods off the same line because of the way it's set up and because of the lack of vertical conveyors. And I mentioned that in the previous episode, and I got a little bit of pushback because there are, somewhere down the research line, there are freight elevators. And those are great. I may actually use one around here to bring up ores and that kind of thing. But to take down an individual product, so for example, if I want to have my research stations downstairs, I have to take a belt of my research packs or my science packs down to the research station. And that's only one item. Now, if I was to use a freight elevator for that, I would have to put that freight elevator somewhere. And because it takes quite a lot of items, and it's quite large, it will take up space, which means that I'd want to use it for more things. So I would land up with conveyor belts all over the place trying to route these items to the freight elevator to take them downstairs. And I just think that's ridiculous. Just a simple vertical conveyor belt to take items straight down or straight up, one belt at a time. That would be ideal. And, you know, considering that this game's been in development for like over 7 years, you would think that something simple like that would be incorporated. Anyway, enough moaning about that. Let's carry on with what we're doing. So the next thing that I do want to build is a science packs tier 2. And for that, I need to bring my conveyor belts over. So this one is going to be going up and it's going to be on this line right there. And I'm going to bring it in, conveyor belt going down, and have it like that. Now there's nothing before this on this conveyor line, so I can remove these. I'm leaving the ones that are not being used just so that I can remind myself that they're there. This placement was a mistake, so I have to remove this ramp, pop it in over there, and then have this in there, and then I can bring a belt from my conveyors over to here, and I feel like, oh, you know what, it's the wrong one. Yeah, you see, this is where the problem happens. I actually don't need a splitter, but I do need to go onto the next line. So I'm going to remove this, the balancer, not the splitter. And this actually needs to go onto this line. So I'll put it like that. Remove this piece of belt behind it. Add belts to continue, and then bring this one over into there. Okay. And then as soon as I connect to this, the conveyor belts are on the conveyor belt and being sent into the conveyor belt bus. And I want to just test if I can get over the top of the power things. Oh, I can. Okay, good. All right, so that means that I can leave a big gap over here. I was thinking of maybe going this way for the logistics factory, but yeah, I could do it this side. Anyway, I'm going to leave a gap over here because I need to get these blocks and these conveyor belts over to a facility on this side. And I'm going to see how quickly I can do it, or how conveniently I can do it. So if this goes up and we rotate like that, and we bring a belt over here and ramp it down over there. So that's one input line for the science pack tier 2. And this line still continues on. So yep, perfect. And then I need to do this one. So I need one that goes up, rotate it. It's going to go there. That means I need to delete this one and this one, put in the splitter, and then grab the belt, connect it to that, bring it over this way, right up to there, ramp go down, and there's our 2 input lines. Perfect. And we'll just bring, let's see, because we're obviously going to line machines up. So we'll bring a belt through there and a belt through there. And then, as you can see, I have done some work on sorting out my toolbars. Makes life a little easier. I think that's right. Yep, those line up. And this can then head, okay, this is going to go to there. And I'm going to have some going to storage. So I want to have, in fact, let's just put the storage in like that. But I only want this to act as a buffer. That'll have an in and an out. So this will be an out, and this will be an out. Then we need the inputs, and I have this one going here, and then we have the 2 long, oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but it reaches over the first belt and grabs things off the second belt. And then I just need to configure this to make science pack 2s. And if everything goes well, yep, that's working. I would dearly like to do the science stuff downstairs. And obviously this is the best place to do it because it's directly underneath where the first 2 are. Because you can feed more than one into a machine. And that means I need to do a little bit of digging out here. Right, a little bit of space cleared. Now before I do anything here, I just want to check the map and make sure that I'm not over a resource. No, I'm not. Good. There are no resources going in this direction. It was part of the plan. But I'm seeing that we have some resources up over this side. That's pretty nice. There's some more in the direction that we're going in, but it's nice to have these close by. Anyway, the belts are coming down over there, so I'm going to just make a platform over here, and I'm going to need to go and pick up some more platforms because I would like it to connect to the existing, and I have cleared this box out, so I can actually take this down now, along with all of this. That'll give me some more stuff to work with. Perfect, that cleans things up just a little bit. And if I go over, I am meeting up with that platform, right? I am. Awesome. And I'm not ready to break down the other research server yet, so I'm just going to build another one. And I will drop it into there on toolbar 2. And let's see, where are we here? I think I'll get this kind of near the middle, and we will do it like that. Perfect. Now I need to bring this down. And I don't feel like messing around with spirals, so I'm going to do this. I wonder why it... Oh, because I don't have enough. I need to make some more ramps. But I'm thinking, okay, this is going to go that way. Let's see if we can do this. We'll put that there, and then we'll ramp it up like this and see how we can get these two to join. It might be tricky, but it's possible. No, it's not. I think what I need to do is take this one back. So let's try that. Pop this one in and then see if a belt will go. It doesn't. Well, that just means that I have to move this. And I'll put it one back over here and give it a little bit more space. And then get rid of these pieces. Ramps down to there and belt into there. A loader into there. Awesome. Now we're not doing any research, so let's do some. Oh, I see the... Oh. If you have a look, there's little squares below these things. I wanted to do antenna research, but I need the science pack 2, the red ones. So let me concentrate on getting rid of these last 3 that only need the science pack 1s. And ladders actually will be useful fairly soon, I think. And it should go quickly because now we've got 2 research servers working on that. But now I need to get the tier 2 packs down here as well. So tier 2 packs, we've got to take 4 of these out so we can get them down. 1 there, 1 there, and then I think what I'll do is I'm going to swing this one back and do a loop. But what I would also like to do here is get some stairs in. So I'm going to go off center, leave a little bit of space for lines to come through. Maybe I'll go on this side. And let's do some stairs. Stairs need the plates, and I don't have a lot of plates on me. So let me go and pick some more up. These are things that I'm not going to automate because I really don't think I'm going to be using that many of them. Ah, ladder research is already finished. That's good. And I'll drop the stairs. We don't have many of them. I'll just drop them into toolbar 3. In fact, I'm going to make a few more because I'd like to go 2 wide. So we go like that, and then we can go down like that. And I'm going to need to take out 1 more of these so that I'm actually able to go in underneath. Great. Yeah, this is slightly annoying. And I'm just going to bring them straight down. I'm not going to try and turn them. And then we just put that in there, and there we go. Now we can walk across. So we have these science packs, and they're going to need to come down into here. So what I'll do is I'm going to put that to there. Then I'm going to take this. I'm going to put belts on and swing around. And then just get rid of that. Then back to the down ramps, which will need to be put in like that. Just there. And then that can go something like that. Let's remove this one and see if our belt will connect. It should do to there. And I've made a mistake. I haven't made a mistake because I put 1 there and then get the loader and put the loader over there. Oh, I have made a mistake. So I need to take this belt out, and I need to turn that belt like that. No, that's not going to work either. Take both of those out. Then can I do that? Yes, good. And then it cuts it off because it was basically feeding through these loaders, as you can see. I got a blue one in there. So if I pick that up now, there we go. Those are feeding in. Awesome. Let's do some more research. Railings and signs, not a big deal for me, but I would like to get this antenna done now. So we'll start that research. Going to take 10 of the red science packs and 10 of the blue ones. And I think I have that buffer set up. So there should... I didn't have the the buffer wasn't full. All right. But cool. These are now being done. And we don't need them super fast. There are more than 10 on the line. So that's fine. And then we've got to do the big one. We need to start trading. So I want to do the transport bots. And over here we can see they take xenoferrite plates, machinery parts, and electronic components. Now, 2 of those items I have right here. The machinery parts and the xenoferrite plates. And then over here on another belt, which I will just quickly bring through. Might as well bring them all down so we can see what's going on. There we have the electric components. So I think it's entirely possible that we could get a setup to line up with that over here for the transport bots. But as you can see, right where I would like to bring through these electric components, there's already a belt taking up this space. Now I could have had 2 spaces between the belt sets for instances like this. And I kind of regret not doing it, but then it would have taken up more space and I was trying to keep things tight. So yeah, that's on me. That means there's going to be a bit of a gap going through here and I don't mind that. What I may actually do with that gap is bring our launch platform, which might be a bit big for what I was thinking of. Can I bring it? I'll pick it up. And that's also going to make this place look really busy. Put that launch platform over there and it is big. And I could put it, now it's not fully supported, so oh, it's blocked by vegetation. Right, no worries. We'll get rid of vegetation. Now that the vegetation is gone, fill up the holes, and let's try and put that down again. Now I want it this way, because I'm going to bring the output back over. Yeah, this should be fine. Around about there. Yeah, that'll work. And that means I'm going to have to do this backwards. So I'm going to bring a belt out I'm going to bring out the ones that we need. That'll be these 3. Oh, I'm running out of belts. No problem, I have belts. Lots of belts. Then this one, I'm going to bring out... How much space did I leave on this side? Yeah, just the one. So this will be the output belt. And that's going to zip around. I don't know if we need transport bots anywhere else. I may just put a storage in just to have a backup. This is, it's got, looks like 2 outputs and 2 inputs. I'm going to take this to there and then rotate that and drop it in there. Aha. All right, now we have 3 inputs, but we only have extenders that reach over 2 rows. So we're going to have to make sure that we do that right. So that means we need an input coming in over here. And then I can just remove one of these. I get the assembler, put the panel there. Am I in the right line? I am. Get my buffer. The buffer is going to be over here. And then for the first input, I'm going to have the plates coming into this side. So take out 4 over here. Drop in a splitter over there, a ramp up over here. Continue the belts through. Have the ramp over there and get the belt connected over here. Just like that. Put this one the wrong way around. Quick fix. And be careful holding down the button once you are in demolish mode, because it deletes belts very quickly. So don't hold the button down for too long. Alright, so that's 1 item in. Next item. We're going to need a belt going in there and another one going in there. Get rid of 4 of those. Put that in. Continue the belts. Ramp up there. And a ramp down over on this side. And a belt. That is that one done. And then we just have to do this one. And I'm out of ramps. Okay, ramp down there. We'll ramp up over there. We'll put a splitter in there. Bring this belt to there. Let the belt continue this way. Bring this belt over to here. And that will bring that in. We're going to configure this to make... Oh, well, let's configure later. And finish the setup first. Drag that to there. Put that there. A single inserter there. Double lane over there. That one there. And... Oh, I'm out of them. And a double lane there. This will be an output. And then a double lane there and there. This one will also be an output. I think that is everything set up. This machine, we've already set it to transport wares from the factory to the space station. Oh, we didn't. When we took it down, it reset. So we're going to confirm that. All right. And then we are going to go in here because everything looks pretty good now. All set up and ready to go. Configure this to do those. And our first transport bot is being made. Nice. But this is going to start putting a strain on things down the line at some point. Anyway, I should probably have a look at how science is doing. Wait, something went wrong over here. What? I thought I'd fixed that. Interesting. Okay. It wasn't doing anything because there was a problem. I can put that in there. Maybe that'll work now. Yep. Hopefully that does its thing. Awesome. Right, and we have a very big thing going on here. Does that mean we've got 6 in stock already? That's cool. Okay, so we've got to produce 20. We've produced 8. The 8th one is obviously coming in on the belt now. Let's see, minimum amount to move, capacity 25. It doesn't, oh yeah, there it is. Choose the minimum amount to transport. I want it full. It needs to be full. Absolutely. Yeah, and there they are. Little transport bots. Cool. Now, I don't think I'm ever going to use this storage because we're constantly just going to be sending stuff in here and then shipping it off. But I want to keep an eye on this because I want to see the spaceship come down. I assume there'll be a spaceship. Oh, you've also probably noticed. Daytime. Full-time daytime. This game has a camera view. Hey, research is complete. So if you press Alt-U, then you get this camera tools, it's beta. I've turned off the day-night cycle. I made sure to do that during the day so that it would stay that way. But yeah, now my video should be lighter. And we can pop through here again and do some more research. Okay, so concrete production needs the mineral ore scanner. Basic steel making we can make now. And this also allows us to make the xenoferrite ignium ore blend. Steel beams, crushers, advanced machinery parts, a lot of stuff. Gosh, there's a vacuum bot. That wasn't in before. There's the explosives. Yeah, I'll have to do a facility for those. But I think, yep, to progress, basic steel making is the one. So we'll start that. Oh, folks, we're on 22. 23. This is pretty exciting. I want to see what this looks like. Oh, and thumbnail opportunity, obviously. And here it comes. Excellent. There it goes. So now we're obviously delivering. So there they go off to the space station. Not sure if there's something that you might have noticed about the space station is that the further you go, the more repaired it gets. But there you go. We are now sending transport bots to the space station and hopefully selling them soon.
Ah, the smell of profit. We've set up the basics, but there is a lot to come. I know I've been bothering you a lot. I'll dial it back a bit from here and let you follow your own plans.
Thanks, Cole.
Oh, right. One final thing. I mentioned it before, the galactic currency is called thermalite. It's a precious metal that is both used as currency and as crafting material. You don't need that yet, but soon you will need to ship it to the planet from the station to make use of it.
Superb. Right, sales chart. There we go. We made our first profit of 350. Absolutely brilliant. We have an antenna upgrade available. Can we repair it? We have everything that we need. I did make more power, so we've got plenty of that. We might as well. Yeah. So that is underway. I still have some science packs in here, so I can't take that down. I think this line is ready to be removed. Yeah. Yeah, there are no more plates coming through, so these are all kind of useless at the moment. All right, good. This place is starting to look a little neater. I will be able to put my belts on the ground at some point. I could probably do that now, but I will get there. Okay, I will do it. So yeah, I just took away that ramp. I will wait before I connect this last bit in here. I'll wait until this belt runs empty because there are going to be some changes pretty soon. Oh, and it looks like we sent another ship up. That's great. So we've made 700 thermalite profit. The profit's going to really start rolling in like crazy. And I'm going to have to take this down and move it up to a place once I have a place for it. Oh, looks like this is ready. So I'll take that out, connect those and that. Get rid of these last few bits. And just like that, it's neater. And then I can get rid of these as well because I don't need them anymore. I'm still going to use up what's in the storage though. In fact, there's so little left in that storage. I think I might just take it. Just as an experiment. Will I get the 212? Yes, I do get the conveyors when I break it down. Good. And these have no use any longer, so they can come down as well. And then this storage with the 115. You know, I think I'm going to take this down. And I'm going to take those up to the other one. I'll put that in the storage upstairs. And then I'm going to set up 2 of these. Let's take this one down. I'll set up a second one over that side, and I'm going to have to fiddle with belts to make sure that it works. All right, first things first, let's offload All of those. Good. Now, just to remind myself, I think there's a new science pack. It doesn't show it here, but maybe under research, there's science pack 3, science pack 4, 5. I don't know why. I thought there was a new one, a science pack 6. It doesn't matter. I can still put these in the way I plan to. So, research server, like that. I'm going to redo this because this is not working for me. It's not extendable. Alright, we get these belts sorted out. That goes into there, and that can go through to there for now. Maybe further. So that's getting 2. Then I'm going to need to put one of these in over here for the other one. And then bring a belt through to there. And I would like the ramp to come down into there. And our research is done, is it? Man, we're making even more profit. We're up to 1,050. Belts over to... Let's see if I can do this. Take that to there. No, that didn't work the way I wanted it to, so I'm going to remove this. This is going to go... Man, you have to be facing it, so I want it to go that way. Oh, that's right, it won't. I'll put that over there. A ramp going down there. Belt going in there, and that should feed both of those. Awesome. Perfect. So, research. We have conveyor belts Mark II, don't need them yet. Will do though, will do. Explosives we're probably going to need quite soon. And there's ore refinement as well. Let's see. I do want to get to piping, that's going to become important. We've also got assembler Mark II. Wow. Alright, ore refinement, gosh, choices. We're going to do them all anyway, so let's see, what does this open up for us? Unlocks the option to refine ore to increase efficiency. That sounds like a good idea. Let's do that one. Since we've already started with crushers and stuff, so cool. Okay, so there is a 3-lane loader, so we will be able to bring another belt down, and then we can go on the other side and bring another 3 down and feed them all into a big bunch of these, a big bank of these research servers. But in the meantime, we need to produce enough that we aren't going to run out. And at the moment, everything seems stable because we've got like full inventories and we're not using everything that we're producing, which is good. That's the way we kind of want it. But we will need to upgrade our base production fairly soon. But let's have a look. So under crafting, we have a new machine, a crusher. And the crusher allows us to blend ignium ore and xenoferrite to make a blend, which will allow us then to make steel beams. So let's do that. And because this is a completely new process, I'm going to do it over in this area. And I'm going to work backwards on this one because it's a good idea. I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to put it down over here. Yes, that's enough space to make advanced machinery parts. Now, it needs machinery parts, which I am producing over here, but we are going to be making machinery parts in various places because different production lines need lots of these things, which means we're going to need to bring some xenoferrite plates over and set up a little facility to make ourselves some of those. We're going to need for each machine 26.67 per minute. Each of these makes 20, I believe. No, they make 40. So one will be fine for a while. Unless I take this, because we don't need those advanced parts this far up the line, I could take them down and do a facility somewhere over on this side just for those advanced parts and then just use that area purely for making steel, which is probably the better way to do it. So let's take this down. And we need to then go and make ourselves a crusher or 2 and grab our crushers and put them in there. Let's have a look at how these operate. I think a panel on... I don't have to go too close to this, that's fine. Panel on this side should be good. I will line this up with the crusher, with the assembler over there. Configure this, and this will need xenoferrite ore and ignium ore. Rubble. Wait, hang on. What do you mean rubble? Oh, okay, so the stuff that we're mining is considered rubble. Perfectly fine. Let us cut into this put in a splitter over here. Take this belt and bring it out to there. I'm going to ramp it down over here. Bring that across, and then we can feed this in. Alright, so now before we do that, let me just check something. Like, how do we make the steel? The steel needs an advanced smelter or a normal smelter. Fine. That means that I actually need to move this across a little bit more, because that's where the smelter will be. So, crusher, over here. And I have a smelter, so I will put one over there. Cut this line out. Drag this through into there. And then I'm going to need a second belt, and that will be the ignium. Now, we've worked our way fairly close to the ignium now, so that's good. Oh, my company rank has increased. I have a scrap workshop available now. So let's go and have a look at what that is about. Alright, new trades, recurring orders. So I can buy or sell goods. You can either do one-time trades or set up recurring orders. Below you can see the ships currently executing trades. On the right side you can manage your recurring orders. New trade. Oh, I can buy construction materials. Interesting. And I can also sell them. But 350 construction materials costs 10,000 or 10 Thermalite. Is that all? Really? Now, we don't have any cargo ships available anyway. We'll have to sort that out. So that's interesting. And then a galaxy map. Oh my word. Oh my goodness gracious me. Look at that. That's amazing. But where are we then? Must be underneath the space station. Doesn't show our planet. There's a galactic market. I can go to the galactic market. Alright, cool. That's incredible. So at the moment we've got 8,480 Thermalite. We have 350 construction material. Let's do some upgrades. The hull is available. General repairs. 400 construction material, 200 Thermalite bars. Start. Let's get that going. Awesome. Wow. There's a lot of new stuff here. Alright, back to where we were. I need to bring... I don't think I'm gonna set this up very neat for a start. I will put another miner in here somehow, because we'll probably need that. Otherwise we'll run out of power. But I think I'm just gonna bring this in on this line, and then I'm going to... Where are we? Okay, I can start ramping it up from here. So we'll go up to... Let's go to there, because maybe I should cut it in next to the other line. I want it to come in from this side, so let's do this. Okay, so we have 4 out, good, and then this ramp is going to come up there and feed the ignium in over there. Cool. Now I think once I've got the freight elevator, I might just bring all of this stuff up with the freight elevator. Then I won't have to worry about these silly ramps and horrible looking situations that we've got going on. So this can go almost to the top, and then from here I'm going to bring this around to there and swing it into there. Alright, I have a spare miner, so that is I'm going to use that over here. I just need to do a little bit of digging. Alright, let's get the platform expanded over there. I might need to expand it out just another one. Put this in. Oh no, I think I'll be okay. Put that in over there. That should cover it. Output. Belt over into that, so it joins that line. And that is working. Alright, so that'll push through what we need. And we have a little buffer, so it's all good. I think I just finished some research, so let's head over there. Well, we don't actually have to head over there, we can just hit G. And then it's, yeah, deciding what we need to do next. I'm going to go with piping, because piping, I think pipe needs steel, which we are now starting to make. So yeah, we'll do piping, and that will also allow us to start getting into liquids. Water specifically. But we did just do something. Was it a scanning thing? Okay, so we've got our ignium over there, and we've picked up a whole bunch more. What have we got on the map? Okay, so we've got that. It hasn't really picked up anything else. Maybe I didn't do that upgrade? Could be wrong. Alright, back to where we were, steel making. So we have these two coming in. Short one there, long one there, and output over here. And then I want to have a storage for this stuff going into this line. So we'll do that over there. Now, I have no idea if the output from this is actually used anywhere else. Oh, hang on a sec. I just need to configure this. I want to do this and see if it actually does it. So it absolutely does. All right, good. All right, to stay true to our bus, I'm going to bring this out onto this line and through to here. And let's just check what the recipes are here. Oh, it's not going to be a recipe. It's just going to take the output from this, the xenoferrite ignium mixture that we are making over here, and it's going to bring it over to there, and we'll have a little buffer for it. That will be an output there. And then we'll have an input over here. Oh, actually, no. No, we're not going to have this as a buffer for this stuff. We're going to have this as a buffer for the steel. That can then go and tie in... Wait, what's on that line? Hang on, I just need to check which line is not occupied currently. Yep, looks like the second one. So that can go into there. There, and there. This will be an output. This will be an output. And that, once it's all working, by pushing this button... hello? Oh, did I cancel the configuration? Bad, man. Alright, so there's the blend. Now that's gonna... Oh, gosh, I did this again. And over there. Happens when you do it too quickly. Alright, so this is gonna come through at, ooh, really slow speed. And it's gonna start making steel. It needs 10 per minute. We are currently making... Damn, I can't see what it says. 1 every 3 seconds, so that's 20. Oh, cool. That means we could have 2 of these for each one of these. So let us make ourselves another smelter. And as you can see, oh, you know what I should do here? I think I need to have a stock of these. I'm going to take this out. And let's do it the same as what we did with the others. So we'll do that. This will then go into the line. I really do need to remove those. Then we can have 1 input over there. And that should all work. So this is going to split. Some of it's going to go down the line, and then we'll have some in stock as well. Or anything that we may need to handcraft. Alright, fantastic. This is actually backing up. Put another smelter in. Throw one of those in, and a belt into there. And then belt that, and plug that in. Change that to output. And we just doubled production. Alright, well that should be fairly well balanced. This crusher produces 20. Each of these smelters takes 10 and puts out 10, so we should be producing 20 steel per minute here, which means that 10's going into our storage and 10 is going onto the belt, which is heading down that way. And it's currently backing up because it's got nowhere to go. And the material refinement, I think we researched. So let me just go and have a look at these crushers again. Now I'm gonna be crushing this stuff at the source because the ore is better than the rubble. So yeah, a lot of the downstairs is going to be dedicated to making the raw materials that go into the process. This smelting and all of that is going to be upstairs, but the crushing, this kind of crushing, that's going to happen downstairs. I'm kind of even tempted to maybe move this crushing downstairs as well, but it works for this process, so it's fine. And this is a very small facility. It's probably not making near what we need, but we do have to put better stuff into our smelters. The unfortunate thing is you don't really get to see what your smelter is doing until it does it. So maybe an experiment. Okay, so we're going to take the xenoferrite and we're going to send it down into this crusher. And that's going to start doing its thing. Then we're going to need an output over here and an input over here with a belt. Like that. Change that to output. Now we're crushing 20 per minute. We're taking in this. Okay, first of all, this is producing 40 per minute. So one crusher could feed 2 smelters. Now the smelters are taking 20. They're pushing out 30 plates. Now before, without refining it, it was 20-20. So we're getting 10 more plates per minute. It just seems logical to do that, doesn't it? And this is not even the good crusher yet. So, yep, there we go. Let's get rid of these. And now we're going to have to start switching things over downstairs. So we don't actually have to increase the number of smelters that we have. We need to put some crushers in to make the ore more efficient. And I think that is something that we will do in the next episode. We're going to have to go downstairs. We're going to have to run all the ores that are coming out, the technum and the xenoferrite. We're going to have to run them through crushing plants, which I think I will have downstairs. because you don't need a lot of them. Each one of them feeds 2 smelters. And what I may even do is get this blend sorted out downstairs as well. This area is going to be closed up eventually once we start going to the new mining spot, which maybe isn't a bad idea to check out. It is like over here somewhere, like underneath this rock. But now this may be very deep. So let's do a scan. Hang on a sec. Why is it not showing it? It's showing on the map. It's directly under me, but this may be very deep. That could be the problem. Yeah, it looks like we're still doing okay on what we've got, but those will run out eventually. So we're going to have to find better sources. But folks, that's where we are. We are now able to make pipes, which we definitely need to do. We probably aren't researching, are we? No, it's finished. So let's put some research on. I actually didn't start researching pipes. That wasn't good. Explosives may not be a bad idea, but we'll get there. I think for now, I'm just going to research pipes. Let that happen. And then between episodes, I will get things a little bit more refined. I'll start planning out how I'm going to put the crushers in. And we've got steel coming down here. There was also glass making. If we go in and have a look. Did I research it already? Oh no, there it is. It's further down. So there's a lot that we can do before we need to get to Science Pack 3s. And there's the mineral rock ore scanner down here as well. So yeah, there's a lot to do before we get there. And I'll try and run through some of this basic research in between episodes. No need to sit through that. There's also a vacuum bot. Unlocks the ability to produce vacuum bots. Have no idea what vacuum bots do, but maybe it's another thing that we can sell. If you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts on this game so far. And what do you think of my layout? And I've got some work to do. And work will definitely be done. I'm not sure if I need to expand those any further. Yeah, I will. I don't think these platforms need to go any further, but the belts do, because I want to have a little supply of... No, actually, they don't feed into anything else. This actually doesn't need to be here at all. I didn't need to continue this. So maybe later I can bring through another belt somewhere, pop it over and drop it into this line or into these 2 lines. Because like I said, I'm going to have a completely separate facility for the logistics things, because there are tier 2s, there's tier 3s, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we need to put together. And to have them on this line, I just don't think is practical, because one feeds into the next one. Anyway, we are selling our wares. It was a good episode. A lot of new stuff. So that is fantastic. Thank you very much for joining me. And until the next time, cheers.